After its memorable opening episode, IT, Welcome to Derry continues its narrative momentum in episode 2 before leaving viewers with another intriguing cliffhanger. In episode 2, Welcome to Derry takes things down a notch when it comes to scares to feature more plot development. While it does have two major Pennywise sequences, its primary story beat focuses on Leroy Hanlon's slow realization of why he was called to Derry in the first place. Throughout its runtime, Welcome to Derry's episode 2 hints that Hanlon was carefully selected by General Shaw for a special mission in Derry. It soon becomes evident that Dick Halloran is also a part of the same operation. Before the Stephen King show's episode 2 ends, the military uncovers something surprising in Derry, getting one step closer to what it seeks. What the military finds in it, Welcome to Derry episode 2's ending. Earlier in it, Welcome to Derry's episode 2, General Shaw tells Leroy Hanlon the truth about why he was asked to move to Derry. He reveals that due to the growing concerns surrounding the worldwide nuclear race, he and his men are trying to uncover an even more dangerous weapon. He claims to know about an unknown entity buried underneath Derry that feeds on fear. Although Shaw does not give it a name and even seems clueless about its true nature, he clearly seems to be referring to Pennywise. He hopes that Leroy will help them isolate the being, so that they can later weaponize its ability to instill fear in enemy nations. Dick Halloran is portrayed as one of the leading forces in the operation. It is his job to determine where the military must excavate to find what they are looking for. Towards the end of episode 2, Halloran seems to finally find the spot that will lead them to Pennywise. To everyone's surprise, they find several dead bodies and lost objects when they dig into the site. The episode ends before revealing more details, but the dead people they find were likely Pennywise victims. Early details in the episode hinted that many children have fallen prey to Pennywise, making it hard not to believe the military finds their bodies. If General Shaw continues to dig further despite knowing how it will threaten Derry, he will prove that humans are the real monsters. Why Dick Halloran winks at Leroy? Dick Halloran winks at Leroy when he reports the discovery of the new digging site to Shaw. This suggests that he is intentionally hiding something from Shaw but trusts Leroy for some reason. While his true motives remain unknown, he might be misguiding the military. Owing to his abilities, he seems to understand how dangerous uncovering the unknown can be. The episode also seemingly establishes that he has been stalling the overarching operation for a while, hoping that the military will not find what it is looking for. His wink might be a clue that he is still trying to ensure that the military stays away from Pennywise, preventing them from opening a window to something forbidden and dangerous. Operation Precept in it, Welcome to Derry explained. When General Shaw finally opens up about why he called Leroy to Derry, he dives into the details of a secret military operation called Operation Precept. He says that to get ahead in the global nuclear race, he hopes to uncover a weapon that will beat every other nation. While it is unknown how he came to know about Pennywise and its existence in Derry, he seems to understand that the cosmic being has the ability to fear and feed on it. He also seems well aware of the supernatural nature of the being, but is willing to risk Derry's safety only to gain a significant tactical edge during war. He recruited Leroy Hanlon because he showed immense courage during the Korean War. Shaw realizes that he is about to uncover something terrifying from the ground, and it will strike fear in those who will come in contact with it. By having Leroy on his team, he believes that he will have at least one fearless soldier who will be immune to Pennywise powers and help him contain the threat. Dick Halloran's powers and role in the military operation explained. Viewers familiar with Stephen King's long line of work and his adaptations would recognize Dick Halloran from The Shining. In all adaptations of the Stephen King book, Halloran possesses the rare Shining ability. Although the meaning of shining has evolved across many Stephen King stories, it essentially allows one to have a heightened perception towards the supernatural. In IT, Welcome to Derry, senior officers in the military seem to know about Dick Halloran's power. Owing to this, he was specifically recruited to help the military track down Pennywise, so that they could contain it and use its powers. Stephen King's original IT novel does not delve too deeply into Halloran's time in Derry, but the HBO show seems to have a more significant role for him and his shining powers. Why General Shaw tested Leroy Hanlon? General Shaw comes clean about orchestrating the attack on Leroy, revealing that it was important for him to test him before trusting him. He hoped to achieve two things through the test by refusing to give away confidential information to his attackers even when they had him at gunpoint. Hanlon proved both his bravery and loyalty. This encouraged General Shaw to trust him, explaining why he eventually told him everything about Operation Precept. Ronnie and Lily's Pennywise visions explained. Ronnie and Lily are haunted by Pennywise again in IT, Welcome to Derry's episode 2. The monster manifests their worst fears by clawing deep into their family traumas. Lily gets her Pennywise vision in the supermarket when she suddenly finds herself surrounded by several shelves. This reminds her of her traumatizing stay at the Juniper Hill Asylum after her father's death. Soon, pickle jars from the shelves fall to the ground, revealing rotten body parts. This serves as a reminder of how Lilith's father's body was mutilated after he got stuck between gears in a train. Ronnie sees a twisted version of her late mother in her vision who keeps blaming her for her death. The scene suggests that Ronnie's mother died after giving birth to her, and, deep down, Ronnie blames herself for her demise. Pennywise riffs on this exact trauma and guilt to scare Ronnie and feed on her fear. What happened to Charlotte Hanlon in Shreveport? When Charlotte tells her husband and son about how no one in the town stopped a kid from getting bullied before she stepped in, her husband asks her not to get too involved. When Charlotte stands her ground, Leroy reminds her of their time in Shreveport. Although the show does not delve into the details of the family's past, the Shreveport reference seems to call attention to the significant racial tensions in the region during the 1900s. In it, Welcome to Derry's World, Charlotte was likely an active part of the civil rights movement around the time in Shreveport, which ultimately escalated to violence and forced her and her family to move out.